Yeah, so if Indiana Jones had a dog, they were my initial thoughts anyway. What is up everyone, Movie Way back again with another review. This is going to be for the film The Call of the Wild, directed by Chris Sanders, starring Harrison Ford and a big CGI dog. Now this is based on the book of the same name. This tells the story of Buck, who lives with a rich family. He's a very spoiled dog, but one day he suddenly finds himself becoming a sled dog in the middle of the wildlands of the Yukon. Now there's a little worry going into this movie as Buck is fully CGI, and I'm not the biggest fan of CGI along with a lot of other people unless it's done right. And my first thoughts from seeing the trailer were, could they have not just used a real dog? However, I was pleasantly surprised. Buck was very well done, and at times I even forgot it was a digital dog. I was very impressed, but it was a mixed bag of feelings for a lot of other reasons that I will come on to regarding the CGI. As well as looking good, the movie also does a great job of catching Buck's emotions to give him so much character. This is not a movie where the dog talks or talks to other dogs, but the computer imagery does so well to give him so much personality. I think so many people are going to warm to the character of Buck. I certainly did, but this especially applies if you are a big dog lover. I thought this was a great story for the first hour. It was nice to follow Buck on his journey and his adventures. He's really living the life of a dog like no other. The character brought warmth to me, and I'm sure it did to a lot of other people in the audience too. Cinematography here was really easy on the eye too. Locations were great to look at, and some dedication has gone into these places to make them look, well, truly amazing. We also have Harrison Ford in this movie, and he's as good as he can be, but he comes into the third act, and that's when the movie starts to fall apart a little bit. That is not down to him. He was just unlucky to be thrown into the mix when it starts to go downhill a little bit. I just think in this third act that the movie loses its direction a little bit, and it is a good chunk of the film. It's a shame really, because the first hour was so entertaining and it just starts to feel a little bit tarnished. I felt a team of experienced writers had come up with this great story for an hour, and for the last 40 minutes their apprentices took over without reading what they'd written, apart from a few bullet points, and just went from there. Now I know the movie was just trying to make character arc for Buck with the direction it was trying to go in, but I just think it had a very hard time trying to say what it wanted to say. It just wasn't quite working out for me. I also didn't feel much for Harrison Ford's character either, because there wasn't really much reason to be invested in him. They tried to give him some backstory, but it's a very weak attempt, and I don't think anyone really cared. Also, like I said, I was very impressed with the CGI. My main problem was the overuse of it. Not on Buck, but every single animal in this movie is CGI, and there's a lot of them. Okay, one example, there's a wild boar in this movie, and he's in the movie for 1 second. Yep. Did you really have to use CGI for that? Could you just not have filmed a real wild boar? Is it that hard? Also, it doesn't work quite as well for Buck when there's a lot of animals on screen. There's like sometimes 12 dogs on screen that are all CGI. And when it's not just Buck, the whole lot stands out like a sore thumb. Now I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert on movies about animals and stuff, but I have seen movies where they use real dogs. Now it can be done, but I understand CGI is going to help you get what you want a lot quicker and a lot easier. The only problem is it's never going to look like the real thing. So it's a catch-22 situation really. I can't really blame them for the direction they're going. So I'm just going to go ahead and rate Call of the Wild now. I'm going to give Call of the Wild a 6.5 out of 10. This film balances the negatives with the positives, but it's a decent family movie, and I remember coming out the theatre thinking it wasn't too bad actually, and I had quite a good time. I just think it could have been better in the third act story-wise. So at the end of these reviews I always like to give a little fun fact. Now the fun fact for The Call of the Wild is that Buck is a digital scan of a real-life dog called Buckley, who Chris Sanders, the director of this film, his wife adopted from an animal shelter during production of this movie. Okay everyone, I hope you all enjoyed this review. Got a lot more reviews coming, a lot more different videos, and if you want to subscribe, please feel free to, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks, catch you later.